Hello, good afternoon. How are you?
Doing good.
Good. I am Ashley Andrews, and I'll be your counselor for the next few weeks for however long you all feel that you would like to proceed with the therapy sessions that you have signed up for. And you are?
Josh did.
Josh, you are?
And Ashley.
Morning, Ashley. This right here, I have an informed consent that we have to go over with all of our clients. Basically, that's stating that you understand what we talk about here, kind of stays in here, confidentiality. If anything is shared that I feel like may put you at risk of safety or harm, or anyone else at risk of safety, then I would have to notify other people, those appropriate authorities. So if you would be willing to sign this informed consent here for me, both of you. It's on the same line.
I think we're good with it.
Thank you. All right, so first thing, I just would like to kind of get some background information about the two of you and your marriage, your family, just as you are. So, who would like to share?
Would you like to go first?
And forgive me if I'm taking notes, it may just be for myself to kind of be able to keep track with your family for next session so that I can remember different people, any important factors that I might hear stand out. So if I take down notes, that's why. Okay.
Let's start from like a little boy.
Yeah. Whatever you can, any of your first early memories as a child, if you want to do that, you can.
Well, I was surprised or mistake or however you want to say it. I mean, Daddy was 42 years old. Mom was 36. Mom called Daddy into having a little boy. I kind of messed up there. Anyway. And then Louis was so much older than I was, we didn't never, he's 12 years older than I was, so we didn't never hang out at all. Like when I was real little, up to about 5, and then when he went off to college, and of course he was out hanging out and whatever and all that, and I never seen him. And then, let's see, well, I went to Bethel private school. I was a private boy. And,
So just you and your brother.
that's
The
it.
two of you. Okay.
Yep. And then that made it weird because all my relatives were older than I was. I mean, like, my cousins are 50 and 60 now. First to 35. It's always
Age difference.
all my cousins that are my age were my second cousins. Or my cousins.
Next generation.
Yeah. Kind of odd. I didn't really have, I never had a set of grandparents like I had. Because my daddy's father passed in 1972. And then my other papa, he was pretty bad alcoholic. And him and my granny stayed married. They never divorced, but they didn't live together probably from, I don't know, probably sometime in the mid-70s. They split up, and they just never got back together. I didn't ever see Papa. He lived down here. I didn't see him much at all, maybe 4 or 5 times over the years until I was about 11 or 12. Might have been 12. And he got sick, got cancer. So we were taking him to the doctor and treatments and all that stuff for like a year. And then finally he passed from that. And I knew him, and I remember things about him, but I didn't really know him. So basically all I had was my grandma and my granny,
Right.
And then, but of course they were both old too. Grandma died in 96. She was 94. And Granny just died last year. She was 98. So, that old took her to that long.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Nice long lives.
Well, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I had mine a little while. I won't find put up with her one.
So you and your brother,
Oh, yeah.
and your parents. You stated your parents were kind of older when they had
They
you.
were older, and they worked all the time.
Mhm.
I mean, all the time. Between my granny and my Aunt Bonnie, if it hadn't been for them, I'd have been at home somewhere probably. And not that they meant to. I mean, it's like they neglected me at all, but they just had to work. They had to do what they had to do, and they worked all the time. I did work all the time. So I was always staying with them. That's what they always. I don't know. They were a little different. You know, they weren't mom and dad. They didn't go to the ball game. I mean, they went to the ball games when they could, but it was like, you know, they had to work. They couldn't just take off early and go and all that stuff. So.
Do you have any early childhood memories or anything important or that really stands out in your childhood?
Yeah, I mean everything. I enjoyed all of it. I did. I do remember hanging out with my great uncle. It was my daddy. It was my grandma's, my daddy's mom. It was her brother. Actually, my granddaddy's brother. That's who it was. He was a trip. That's cool. And he had a place down here. Right. In Swansboro, but in Cedar Point. And he's one of the little low block homes, and the canal comes up in the backyard. Mm-hmm. We used to go out. We'd get down here, and we'd go out that evening before dark and set nets. And 5:30 in the morning, we'd have to be up. Our boys get up, get on the boat, take off, and go get fish out of the nets. And he used to pick me up from school too. And that was my daddy's. That was my daddy's daddy after granddaddy died. I mean, really.
His father.
Yeah, and he was a trip. He was good with me. And I remember spending time with him down here. That was real fun.
Okay.
Yep.
And is there anything else that we?
Oh, I could sit here and talk to you for 2 or 3 hours. I mean, really, I could sit here and talk. I do this.
Well, I'm from Kinston and grew up there all my life. And I'm an only child, so no siblings at all. And my parents were together for about 13 years, but they split up when I was 5. And then they got back together for maybe 6 months, and they split up again. And so they both remarried, and they started dating someone basically in the same year when I was about 6 and a half, 7. And they both got remarried within the same year, so that was kind of different, but they really, yep. My mom and Mike got married in October 8th, and my dad and Nanny Sue got married January 8th.
Wow.
So it was in just a few months of each other. And it was just a few months of each other that they both started dating somebody different. So.
And how old were you when you said you were about 6 or 7?
6 or 7. Mm-hmm. And I've always lived with my mom pretty much for the most part. She had full custody of me, and I'd stay with my dad every other weekend. And they were married for my dad and Nanny Sue are still married now. And my mom was married to my stepdad for 20 years, and he passed away in 2011 of a heart attack, and so that was kind of hard on us. And now she is remarried again, and she's been married for about 3 years. We have 2 kids together, which I guess we'll start how we got together before we get to the kids, because we were together before we had children.
They just came along.
They came along after that. But I guess, what did you talk about? Your childhood memories?
Yeah. Do you have any childhood memories that stand out?
My childhood memories is mostly down here at the beach. beach. So, you know, my dad, after my parents split, my dad kept the place at the beach. We've always had a place at the beach. So my first time at the beach was when I was 6 weeks old. And we came down here, and I had got a new place when I was 2. And we've been here ever since. And my best memories are here because my mom moved a lot. And I moved like 17 times with my mom. We stayed in the same county, but she just moved all the time, and I hated it and still hate it. And so my dad was the one who always had the same house. So he had my childhood house and still lives in it, even though I didn't live with him. And he had this place at the beach, and so that was like home. And so when I did come and stay with him, you know,
You were at the beach.
I was at home, and I made my best friends down here. So, and I have a lot of great memories. So that's my number one memories as a child, is being down here and fishing and going to the pool and riding bicycles and learning how to ski, which I still don't know how to do. And just being on the water. I love that.
Okay.
That's the biggest part of me, I think.
I can relate with that. So, and your parents, they stayed together.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. And then. Would you like to hear that?
No,
Okay.
there you go.
As long as it don't come off. Yeah.
He's been here for a while. Wow.
So the two of you.
So the two of us, do you want to tell the story, or do you want me to tell the story? I'm going to tell part, and I'll tell part.
What about me and you meeting?
Yeah.
We actually met when we were young, little, probably. And she might not remember. I vaguely remember. But see, my brother and Kurt, her uncle, were best friends growing up. They went skating together and all that stuff. So I went over to Grandma Dot's, her grandma, and over there often because I'd be riding with Louie or something. So I had seen her over there. I remember that's been a long, long time ago. But we didn't actually meet until her 16th birthday party. And I went with another girl, of course, that she worked with. And didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to her that night or whatever, but I met, and that was the first time that's the first time I had met Wanda and Mike. That was the first time I had met. And
My parents, your mom.
My mom and stepdad.
So it was the first time I met him, or really, I really hadn't met a lot of them. And but yeah, that's where and then we just kind of started hanging out some here and there through mutual friends. And
Now, are y'all the same age? You said it was at her 16th birthday.
no, I'm 35 and she's 33. So
Okay.
years difference. But then, I don't know, we kind of got sweet on each other there for a little while while she was in between boyfriends. And then I don't know, just didn't work out right then, and then we got kind of sweet again one time, and then she wouldn't take me to her senior prom. She had to go with somebody. She had to go with somebody else, and then wanted me to come over there and see her go off to the prom with a guy, and that kind of put a sour taste in me. Then I come out to the beach to see her one time, and she was with another guy. And that kind of made me mad. I didn't talk to her for
A long
about
time.
2 years. I wouldn't even speak to her.
You wouldn't even look at me, and I would try to talk to him, and he would not even look at me, talk to me, nothing.
Oh,
Nothing. He was mad.
yeah,
Something switched after those 2 years.
Yeah, she finally kept on begging and tagging.
Begging. Oh my gosh.
I mean, just kept on and on. She stayed pretty persistent. And then on her 21st birthday, we come down to the beach. We
I did not know he was
we
coming.
were staying on the island, and we come down, and we had a good time, and then we went out that night. I don't know why. I'll never forget. I told Robert Kidman, we were standing there, and I told him, I said, I believe I'm done, boys. They were like, what? I said, yeah, I believe I'm done. I'm like, Mark. I said, what are you talking about? I said, that's it. So I grabbed her, and we left the Emerald Club, and we walked down to the beach, and walked on the beach, and I told her, I said, I'm going to be with you for the rest of my life. And so she accepted it, and here we are. 900 fights. All that much love.
10 years later.
10
No,
years
it's
later.
12, yep.
That was 12 years ago.
Friday, when was
July 10th was 12 years ago.
July 10th was 12 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then a year, so that was on my 21st birthday, and or like while we were hanging out. And so July 10th of the next year is when we got engaged.
Okay.
1 year anniversary.
And been married for
10 years.
Been married for 10 years.
Alright. And you mentioned you have children?
Two.
We have a little girl, Jenna, who is 7, and a little boy, Josh Connor, who is Joshua Connor.
Named after his
Yeah,
father.
named after me.
And he is,
And Mickey Cobb.
and he's Maxine Lutz.
That's what he says.
So 7 and 19 months.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep, kind of a little bit more spread than we wanted in age, but I guess, the college so expensive and stuff, it's kind of hard to have two of them in college. A lot of them have to live back in trailer back there in Clyde's backyard
No.
and sell the house, and when that comes around, more and more I keep talking to people about it, but, yeah, sweet youngins, hard-headed. I love them to death, they're sweet as they can be.
And so the two of you are you, what is your employment situation?
I've been doing electrical work for 17 years now. I'm currently employed at Downey's Protection Systems, and we do all kinds of security, fire alarm security systems, camera systems, stuff like that.
So 17 years.
Well, I've been with them for 7 years, and I traveled for a while.
Yeah, when we first got married, he was traveling all over the United States, so he would be gone 2 or 3 weeks at a time. And then he works a lot. He's like his daddy. He got that from his daddy and his mama. He works all the time. But he traveled a lot, and that's why he changed jobs, because he was just gone all the time. So he works. Well, he's worked here for 7 years. So. And I work at Sitterson and Company, it's an accounting firm in Kingston, and I've been there 6 years.
Okay.
Excuse me, 5 years. It feels like a long time, longer than that. But yeah, I've been there.
Okay. Alright, so I take it your oldest child is in school, 7 years old.
Yep, she will be going in the 2nd grade.
Okay. Now, and I heard you mention you went to private school. Did you?
I went to public school, and she's in public school at this time.
Okay.
She's in a K-8 school, and so just depending with like it is right now. I don't know. It's just
I'm having serious thoughts about putting in private school.
yeah, we both are. I mean, if we can figure it out and afford it, I think it would be really good, because there's so many things that she sees, and she's almost a minority now at the school she's at, and the things that she comes back and learns and will learn. And she had a great teacher last year, wonderful teacher, and so we're just trying it out again this year, and then once maybe we get the EOG grade, if it's not where we think it needs to be, then we'll kind of decide.
As long as she's learning,
And especially middle school. Middle school is I'm very concerned about.
So in EOG's, she's not at that age yet.
No.
It's 3rd grade.
So
as long as she's learning, I don't care. She can stay there.
Well, the environment too. He's no bullies or anything like that. I mean, I just can't. How many people graduated in your class? Like 30 something?
32.
Yeah. And then there's just so many kids now in classrooms, and they just don't get the.
No, excuse me, I'm sorry. There was 23 of them started the year and 18 of them graduated.
Wow.
That was.
Definitely a small class.
Yeah.
Well, if we can. Well, and that's kind of, that might be something, that we can look into. I mean, just for you all to keep weighing that, as I'm sure it sounds like you already have.
I check the prices every day.
Well, I'm sort of an activity to help me see kind of inside your life. I've learned about both of your families and your two children, so your family of four. But what, if you could describe a typical day? Just kind of a typical day. Maybe you want to describe your busiest day of the week, so that we can kind
That
of.
was this week. Gotcha.
It don't make no difference. The biggest thing about our days is we don't never have the same day back to back.
Mhm.
And just cause it's Wednesday, don't mean the same thing's gonna happen next Wednesday.
Right.
It is. I mean, it is like it seems like we got something going on all the time.
So if you could just pick any one day, you have two children, so I'm sure you may have to run them around to different places. But if you could just pick any
She
one
does
day.
all the running around. I don't do the running around. I do when I
Okay.
can, but I have to drive my van, and they don't really like me driving around the kids around. Well, Connor, I can't haul around. They don't like me hauling in general anyway. Every time he sees the car seat in there, or the booster seat, he gets mad at me.
Okay.
Insurance stuff.
Because it's a work vehicle.
But yeah, I mean, Ashley usually takes the kids to work in the morning time.
So both of them are at in-home daycare. They're not in. We found a very, very sweet lady who keeps their kids, and in fact, she bought my grandmother's home, and so she's living there. So I get to go to my grandma's house every day because my grandma's in a nursing home now, and so I get to go there, and she keeps both kids during the summer. And then when it's school time, then Jenna goes to school, and then she gets off the bus there because it was just easier for her to do that. And I, get up. I should get up at like 6 o'clock, but I don't. I get up like 6:30, 6:45, and get ready, and then get the kids up and get them ready, and take them to daycare, and then go to work, and then get off at 5:15 and go and pick them up. And depending on, Jenna's in dance, and so she has dance. And then this past week we've had Bible school at night, and then she's had dance camp in the afternoon. So I've had to take my lunch and go pick her up from the sitter, and then take her to dance camp, and then go back to work, and then get my dad to go, or stepmom to go and pick her up, and then go back. And so dance is really the only thing right now that she's doing. She was playing ball, and we were all involved in that, and she decided not to play this year. We're very sad about it. Because Daddy right here, he coached, and so we had a really good time. But she said that she may want to play next year, but we're trying. I'm not going to push her. I don't want her to play something she don't want to play, because if she does, then she won't give it, all that she needs to give it. So, so she's just doing dance now, and then we do Bible schools and different things like that.
She's a little cheerleader.
Well, so, and thinking back to the typical day, so, now what time you get up and get the kids ready in the morning, and then what time are you headed out the
About
door?
the same time.
Okay.
On the norm, probably about 3 times a week, 2 or 3 times a week, I'm usually leaving around the same time. Sometimes I have to get up early and go. And I get home when I get home, because I'm work. So sometimes I get home at 5 o'clock. Sometimes I get home at 8 o'clock. It just depends on
So more of
where
a
I'm
set
at,
schedule for
where
you, and
I'm
not
working.
so much.
All that stuff, yeah, she takes care of a lot. A lot.
Well, and from what it sounds like, definitely utilize some of your support systems with your family. That's what I heard you mention.
I have to.
Mhm.
I mean, really, I don't know how some people are able to do it.
Well, and that's a good thing because that's something else that kind of I like to, like when I'm taking these notes and I can go back and look and recall your support with your family and, same thing with you or the bond that you might have with your brother. So are there any particular relationships that you would say are the strongest, or do y'all, but amongst, your family and your support systems, if there are any that cause you stress and trouble, or if they're all pretty much on the same accord?
I mean, well, I'm very close to my mom, and she helps a lot. And my dad and stepmom, they help when they can. My dad works 2 jobs, and my stepmom works crazy hours, and she works all the time too. So, and they're down here on the weekends. So, if we need to sit or anything on the weekends, we count them out, unless we come down here. But, but I don't know. Josh and my mom do not see eye to eye on a lot of things, and he doesn't like to go over there anymore or be around her anymore. So that's a stressor on me because I feel very, very torn all the time.
Okay. Is there any particular reason or anything you would like to elaborate on that? Are you in agreement?
She's a completely different person than what she used to be. She can see if there's something like that, she's a completely different person. She ain't the same person that she was.
She's stressed out all the time, and she will not listen. She will not follow what we do.
If I'm gonna keep your kids, I'm gonna keep them the way you would keep them if they're your kids. Just because I'm grandma, don't allow me to do anything, buy anything, do everything. I'm trying to raise our kids a certain way, and not be spoiled brats and all that mess.
Sometimes grandparents don't
she
always
just
see it.
keeps on and on and on, and it's just like
So
I'm
in that,
sorry. I love her, but she's
That-
out there spending out.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
because when my stepdad was alive, we did a lot of
We
things
did a lot of
together.
stuff with them.
And we would eat together, and we
lot.
would do a lot of things together. Like we would go on trips together and stuff. And we've been on one trip with her in 5 years, and it was okay, but it wasn't the best experience.
so that's been in
And
the
so-
last 5 years.
And so I just feel like he hates my mama, and I'm caught in the middle.
That's one of your closest
Yes.
support systems. And being an only child too.
Yeah. And I've always lived with her.
Well, so we've talked about your family for a bit. So any good or bad relationships among your family, or support systems?
Well, he lost his mom too.
Yeah, that was my.
Okay. And when was that?
May the 15th, 2012.
And your dad?
He's still living. He's 70, he's 79 in March, and he's actually in a nursing home. He had a stroke and paralyzed the left side, so no normal functioning anymore. And we put him in a nursing home actually July 1st, was a year ago. And I don't like it, but that's kind of the way it's got to be. Just can't afford to keep somebody with him all the time. All that stuff. So basically, the 3.5 years previous to that, I spent half the time with him and half the time with my dad.
So you're very close with your dad.
Oh yeah.
And your brother? How is that relationship?
Don't really talk to him. I don't know.
Does he? It sounds like there's a lot on your plate with your dad. Is he one that? I mean, can you depend on him with anything?
As far as doing something, yeah, I mean, well, yeah, sort of. Just depends on what mood his girlfriend's in. What he can do sometimes. I don't know. I don't know.
Depend on him if your dad needs.
Yeah, if
to
he
go
needs
need
something. I mean,
he'll
like
do
if I'm
it.
down
I mean,
here,
he did
if
help.
I'm down here and he, I mean, he done his part. He done his halftime just like we do. I mean, that was not a problem at all. But
He just might not have the motivational genes that it sounds like I hear.
Well, maybe so, and just kind of took advantage of a lot of things. And,
Financially.
and just
So that I can see where that cause some stress as well.
oh yeah.
Okay. Well, this is just kind of for me to get a picture. I might kind of draw a diagram of your family and your relationships kind of amongst one another so that in our future sessions I'm able to kind of get a better picture and I don't get your family confused with another family that I'm working with. So that really helps me to paint a picture of where y'all are in this day and time and with your own family of four as well. So I have an activity if you all are, you want to get up and we'll move around for a bit. I have an activity here. Just make sure this is still on. Okay. So this is just a beach ball.
Stand
I mean,
I can. It's fine. So this is a beach ball. We can use this. I've used it with in the classroom setting with children, so it works really well when you have a large group too. But I have some questions up here about your relationship, your family. So kind of just whenever you catch the ball, like wherever your hand lands, whatever question your thumb lands on, you'll read that and kind of answer that. Some are much more lighthearted than others. Some might be really make you think about things. But so we'll just kind of do this for a minute, and that'll give me another insight. So I'm going to step out, and if you two just want to kind of toss this back and forth so you can have your space. I'm going to toss it to you first.
Okay. Right on my face. Can I ask her a question?
No, you read it.
My favorite holiday memory. Going to the beach with my family. We used to go every year. Same cottage, same place, same weekend for 20 years.
Wow.
My whole mom's side of the family went. That was awesome. Don't sit there and search the whole thing.
I know there wasn't. My thumb wasn't okay. What was my favorite toy as a child and why? Well, it wasn't so much a toy as it was a stuffed animal, and it was a monkey named Whoopi. And I was 3 weeks old when I got it. My aunt was shopping with me, and I was in the I don't know how old. Yeah, I guess I was very young, and I was in the stroller, and she picked it up and put it in front of me. And I guess I tried to grab at it or something, I don't know, so I guess I wasn't 3 weeks old. Anyways, so I got that, and I slept with it for a very, very long time, and that was my little thing. And I lost it at Disney World when I was 5 years old. My dad looked for it for 2 hours, so we found it.
Oh, and you can.
Yes.
But even you know about
And then
this.
they deep fried it.
Yeah, and then they deep fry. Yeah, one of my dad's friends was picking on me when I was about 7, and he threw it to try to throw it at me because I wanted it, and he wouldn't give it to me, and he threw them in the deep fryer, and my dad jumped and grabbed it, and so it deep fried his head, and it messed his little hat up, and my mom had to make him a new hat.
Oh.
Yeah, I still slept with it.
Okay. That would be okay.
What's the favorite thing to do with your family and why? Pretty much when we sit around the table and eat and just talk about, that's pretty fun.
Okay.
That's either that or, I like when we're down here.
Is that kind of when you sit around the table and talk when you're eating? Is that
kind of
something that
catch up on
happens?
today. And
often?
well, it used to never happen.
Mhm.
For a long time, it didn't happen. But now we tried in the last year to try to make it more of a everyday thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So
that's
that is important because I remember that from my childhood very much. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I thought you did.
What is one thing you have done in the last month that made me feel appreciated? So, anything that Josh has done for me.
Mhm.
In the last month. Let's see. I don't know. Josh helps a lot with cooking and, just different things and stuff and grocery store.
I told you the other night how good your meatloaf was. She done good this week. She cooked all week.
Yeah, but it sounds like from what I've heard, if you're the one that's kind of taking the kids here and there, then that is something that you appreciate when you can help out in the kitchen.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Most of the time I do.
Because so, like, what I do is, like, I'm taking care of the kids and baths and stuff like that, and then he'll cook the meat. He'll go to the grocery store if I haven't been, and he'll cook the meat and stuff, and I'll just cook a side or something to go with it. And so we do that. But this week, I actually pre-planned on Sunday and went to the grocery store and bought stuff for the whole week, and so I had everything.
And I appreciated that because I didn't have to cook, but I like to cook so much. It's kind of messy. I'm tired to do it this season.
Okay.
So,
but you have a good balance with that, it sounds like. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
On the phone. What is one thing that we are not doing as a couple or wish we would do, and why?
That's serious.
Well, no specific individual thing, just something that we both like. Like just doing something that we both like. And we've never had that interest that both of us, because when I do something and I enjoy it, like I get really serious about it. Like fishing, whatever. I get pretty serious about it. And if you're not gonna do it right, don't do it at all. It makes me, I can't stand to halfway do anything. You know what I'm saying? I hate it. It gets under my skin to the point that I get mad if I see somebody doing something and they ain't doing it like it's supposed to. And that's a bad quality in a way.
Because finding a common activity.
But finding a common activity that I know she enjoys as much as I do, we've never really had that, quite that.
Well, I like to fish, but it's just that, we just have a hard time because when we come down here, we have the kids, and so we don't really...
Well, it's not just fishing. Back when we were racing, she'd go to the things, but sometimes...
He would be on the inside, I'd be on the outside.
A lot of times she wouldn't go to the races, but she does make a good point. But, the same way around, she likes to shop, and I just seem to have my head cut off and have to go shop. I like to go get what I'm going to get and leave. Except sometimes. Depends on where we're at. Like if we're at an antique store or something, that's kind of
we like that.
We do like that.
And we love sushi, so...
We do, yeah, I love it.
Okay. Well,
food
isn't important. But a lot of people... But a lot of people connect over food, or, that's something that can be a calming thing. So.
We like that. And we like coming down here, but, kids make it hard to really... Not that I'm blaming it on that by no means, but it is a little bit of an obstacle. But we spend more time together now. In the last few, especially this last year, since we got Daddy kind of situated and I've got back home all the time. It does. We have spent a whole lot more time, together versus where it used to. We spent some time together, but.
Well, just in how you're answering this, it sounds like just having time together, that you're not responsible for other people or other things, kind of you being able to have your time together.
And not being, I've always been one that always stretches myself out and promises too much to people. It's hard for me to get it it all done. And so, it's just I've stopped that a little bit too. Like when people say something, oh yeah, I need this done. I just try to volunteer myself anymore.
Are you done? You can keep on going. And if you're if it's a question that we've already done or you have already done, you look to your other hand to see if there's another
My
option.
dream vacation destination is anywhere. No, I want to see the world, and there's so many places I have not been. I haven't been past West Virginia, and so. But the dream vacation would be, I really want to go to Australia. That would be awesome. And I don't know, there's just so many places I do want to go. I can't really just pick this one. But that's the place that we both want to go. And I want to go to like Italy and things like that. But Australia is one of the places that we both want to go. So I think that would be something fun.
What was one household chore you wish I would do? That she would do?
I think I worded that wrong.
I think you did too.
Oh, sure that up.
You sharpen the sharpie on that.
That.
I wish she would do. What is one household chore that I wish she would do? How long is this session today?
Just.
I don't want to get something started.
Just a chore. Just a chore.
She does good. Goddamn, daggone dishes. That's it. You wash dishes, dry them, put them up. Don't wash them and sit there for a day. That's one thing. Same way with the daggone wash the laundry and the daggone.
So just the dishes. Okay.
The dishes.
Okay, putting up the dishes. Alright.
Putting up the dishes.
So that's something that's apparently important. Alright.
It's just aggravating.
Okay. Wait.
It is. It's aggravating.
Something I dream of doing one day is just to be able to spend like more time with my kids in the summer. Like I wish I could go back into the school system where I could be off in the summer and be able to do more things with them, especially once they get older. I would enjoy that a lot.
Okay. And we'll just do it because of time, just maybe once back to each other one more time. And hopefully the question that
I got the warning label on this hand. I don't think this will work. What is the worst movie of all time and why? What is the worst movie? Considering I've probably been to the movies enough times, I can probably count them on my hand my whole life. Not a movie person. I mean, I know some movies. I look at good stuff. I don't look at movies. Crappy movies. What is the worst movie of all time? Question. Yeah, I'm gonna do a flip on this.
Alright.
Something I dream of doing one day is owning my own business and not having to work my ass off every day. I'm tired of it. I've done it all my life, and I'm ready. I don't want to make a pile of money. If I can make what I make right now and be in business for myself and work on my schedule and just not have to daggone go and push and deal with all the stress, and I can make some calls myself on what I want to do. That's my dream.
Okay.
I mean, that is my dream. I'm sure that's what I hope.
Well, I got my favorite holiday memory that was his. He's already done that one, guy.
Yeah, you can tell me.
Okay. My favorite holiday memory is Christmas. And that's just because I just love the whole atmosphere of Christmas. inheritance and being able to just, do all the different things that you do around Christmas. We go look at lights and, just seeing all the excitement in my kids' eyes and doing that. It's just a good holiday and gets in and running in and see what Santa got. And every year it gets better and better, especially when they get, even when Jules getting older and Connor's coming up, just seeing how excited they are and how they interact with each other.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for participating in that, and then we'll kind of close out the session just with a little bit. How did that feel?
How did that feel? You got to say it again.
It's just my hair.
How did that feel?
Did you learn something about me that you didn't know? You already knew that?
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing. I don't know. We communicate about 50. We do okay.
We go like this.
Yeah, I'll say that's one of our biggest struggles is just communicating.
Okay.
And I mean, just something like like, I'll be calling somebody, hey, you good eating? She's made plans to do something else, and we've always had that little bit of lack of communication.
So just that activity kind of forces you to open up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And you may have known most of those things, but some things might have been something new that you didn't know about the other. Just from what I've gathered in our session, I know I can tell you're very family oriented. The two of you, how you were raised, sounds like you have some strong family bonds, and then you want to instill that in your children as well. I can see that. So, you want to be able to spend more time with them in the summer. You kind of want to work for yourself, but
I want to go fishing on Wednesday. I want to go fishing on Wednesday.
So hard-working families. It sounds like you all work hard to be able to do the things you enjoy. And some of the stressors, I know we just kind of realized communication might be an area of weakness that could be worked on. In addition with maybe some relationships among the family, because I know that would be something that's hard for you between your mother and you feeling torn in between those two. So is there anything additional that you want me to know that we haven't kind of covered, that you that's just really weighing on your mind that you want us to be able to kind of dive deeper into? I think those two give us a good start of something to really focus on.
Yeah, our second child's been a lot more challenging than our first one, and so I think finding balance with both children
Very hard.
has been very, very difficult, and because we're very close to our first child, and obviously a lot with her, and now she's getting older, and she's kind of moving away and shutting her door and wanting to play in her room. We've always kind of been, in there. She's always been there with us and loving on us and everything. And so just trying to find balance and her wanting to, say, well, can you do stuff with just me? And, knowing, okay, well, do we do stuff with just her and then do stuff with just Connor? Or do we need to still do stuff
Connor don't know that right
with
now.
with all of us, because she needs to know that we're a family of 4 now, not a family of 3. So I think that's difficult.
Okay.
Trying to find balance and time
Right.
with each one.
I'm getting absolutely realized that she ain't got to be your friend. She's supposed to be not a friend.
It's a fine line to play, I guess,
It's
between
a
both roles.
very fine line
You
to
want
play.
to be both.
It's a very fun.
Yeah, because I want her to feel comfortable in talking to me about anything and everything, always. You know.
I understand that, but she's not going to talk to you as a friend like that.
Well, sometimes the daughter is the mother's friend and the son is the father's friend. So as the 19-month-old grows older, that might
Oh,
be.
he's going to be stuck in my head.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be my buddy. ER.
See,
buddy and friend. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I never had that relationship with my mom and dad. We were never friends, and I was very specific, and they would let me know that I'm not your friend. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to raise you and make sure that you do it the right way. You work hard. You work for what you got. I love you.
Well, and that's kind of.
My mom and daddy they're very old school, and I'm very old school.
And now in your family, it's kind of a joint of your values and how you were raised, and the values that Ashley has as well, and kind of creating your own unity within your own family. So, but I think spending time together, like you said, you've commented within the last year, y'all been able to spend a lot more family time together. So,
we really do. We spend more time together now than we did before we had kids. I'm serious. We really do. And I think we got married too early. I really do. I think we were too young because about the first 4 or 5 years, I set a good example for all the rest of my friends and whatnot.
Well, but in looking at today, just where you are and your family, it sounds like you are both pretty successful in what you do, and you want your children to have a good upbringing as well. You both have happy memories from your childhood, so I can see that you want that in your children as well. But we're gonna wrap things up, so I think again some communication might be something for us to focus on, and even if you've already said you're spending more time together now than you did possibly before you had children, so just sometimes remembering to communicate. But those are kind of going to be some things that we can focus on and go into deeper in some next sessions with some communication and kind of some relationships, if that's okay with you all. And the balancing, of course, between the addition of the fourth child. It sounds like second child. Fourth. I don't want four.
Sitting there thinking, man, how long have we been sitting here?
The fourth family member. Fourth family member. Family of four.
Yes, that's right.
So, but I feel pretty good about going into our next session, just knowing that I have the background and can know where the two of you come from and kind of what your views are and your outlook on a few things. If y'all are feeling good after the session.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and I'll look forward to seeing you again in the next 2 weeks.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right. Sounds good.